Cyrus H. Gordon believed Diodorus referred to the Americas in his history. Out of context, this is convincing. However, it is my opinion that Gordon was disingenuous because in the very next section Diodorus speaks about Britain, and those who've read the Holy Sailors know that Britain was peopled by Phoenicians. Carthaginians ought to be called Sicilian Phoenicians so as to avoid confusion about who colonized Carthage. They're just ancient Italians. Gordon also wrote, before Columbus, page 37, modern Western scholars had to decipher the old Persian inscriptions by the help of clues from other forms of the Persian language, and from the factual data preserved in the Greek classics. In other words, modern Western scholars had to presuppose Greek classics had factual data in them in order to presume they could decipher the Behistun inscription, which existed on the face of a mountain that no one seemed to notice until the 18th century. The status quo takes mighty liberties in claiming that a Greek was the first to mention it in 400 BC. The first historical mention of the inscription is by the Greek Ctesias of Cnidus, who noted its existence sometime around 400 BC, and mentions a well and a garden beneath the inscription dedicated by Queen Semiramis of Babylon to Zeus, the Greek analogue of Ahura Mazda. Tacitus also mentions it and includes a description of some of the long-lost ancillary monuments at the base of the cliff, including an altar to Hercules. What has been recovered of them, including a statue dedicated in 148 BC, is consistent with Tacitus' description. Diodorus also writes of Bagistanon and claims it was inscribed by Queen Semiramis. Semiramis is not historical. From July's end with black swans, Ninus, king of the Assyrians, is from the Hebrew word nin, which demonstrates its lack of antiquity for those who know what a Hebrew is, meaning a son, followed by the Latin termination, us. From the Indian goddess Swara as a baby at the breast of his wife Isi, who is also Parvati, to Tammuz, who is also Bacchus, the lamented one, at the breast of Semiramis, his mother. Ninus, the son of Semiramis, is also depicted as the husband of Semiramis. What sign is ruled by the sun? What sign is after it and what is in her hand? What sign becomes lord of the ascendant and then rules the winter skies after midnight beginning at December 25? Bunson's Egypt, 1848, mentions that one of Osiris's names was husband of the mother, or Kamet, which is an ancient Egyptian word for wheat. If you're unfamiliar with the ancient universal system used in every religion and encoded into most history and all mythology, you'll want to dive into July's end with black swans for the Mesopotamian and Egyptian gravy. Click the image. Become a member if you want to learn about the rock at the beginning of this article and keep reading about the alleged accounts of Phoenicians in America, as well as my take on Gordon.